Hey my beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Molweni, Sanbonani, and Absheng or Acheng, I don't know guys the right one, please correct me. And Dumelang, Salam, Goeiedag, Molweni Betuna, hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, Anotando Molosi, your girl. Today we're talking finances. It seems like it's August finances in this channel. We're talking about money in this August month. Today we're gonna be talking about how can you pay your bond quicker. So if you've gone through the process of applying for a home loan or buying a home that is financed by the bank or through the bond originator, then you know that normally they prescribe terms like 20 years, 30 years, obviously, unless then you have a huge deposit, or unless then you just tell the bank otherwise and then you're willing to pay bigger monthly installments. So today we're going to be talking about how can you, even though you've gone through the process of buying a house and went through the banks or the bank and then you got finance and then you have that 30 years, but how can you beat the interest? How can it help you also if you're paying your bond quicker? What are you going to benefit, and what can you do to make sure that you pay your bond quicker? Okay, so today I'm gonna unfortunately my phone has got some issues, so I did the calculations. So I'm gonna show you how you can calculate and check even 200 rands additional payment onto your bond. How can it help you pay your bond quicker, and how can it save you on the interest that you would have paid to the bond originator or the bank that you borrowed money from to pay for your bond? Okay, so let's get started. So if you own a house or you are in the process of buying a house, it's a good thing, guys. Keep it up, but stay here. We're gonna talk about some interesting stuff here. Okay, so if you go to YouTube, if you go to Google and then you search for bond calculators, you're gonna get, it's a lot, guys. You can try all of them. All the banks do have. You can go to Better Bond, you can go to SA Home Loans, but for this exercise I'll be using SA Home Loans bond calculators. Okay, so let's make an example. Let's say you own or you want to buy or you bought a house. Let's just talk about people who have bought houses already. So you've bought a house of 900,000 rand and you had an agreement with the bank to say that I want to pay this house over 30 years. Okay, so you go to this website and you go to bond calculators. If you click, there should be a drop down arrow there. So we are going to select a bond repayment calculator. So please guys, you have to pause this video and do this with me so that you understand exactly what I'm talking about. Pause the video, go to your phone or your internet, search for bond calculators, and then you select for repayment. So we're gonna, on the property purchase price, we're gonna put 900,000 there. And then we are trying this out, right? On the deposit, let's say you're putting 0, there's no deposit. And then on the term, we're putting 30 years. And then on your income, let's say you earn 30,000 rent. And then you select on the income type that you're salaried, for instance, for this example's purpose. So what this thing, and then you press on recalculate. What this thing is gonna bring to you then into your face is that it will firstly give you your estimated monthly installments, which is in this case on the bond calculator that I'm using, it's 6,048 rands. That's the amount that you're gonna be paying to pay the loan that the bank borrowed you over the period of 30 years. And then the total, okay, these are the total home loan fees. It's 22,000, but okay, let's ignore that for now. That's it. It might be different, it might differ obviously depending on the property you're buying, and so let's leave that for now. And then the loan amount, it's obviously 900,000, and the initiation fee, okay, it's 6.38. And then your interest rate, the bank gives you, let's say 7.1%. Your registration fees, let's ignore that. And then your interest paid over the term of 30 years, you would have paid 1.277384 million on interest. So that's the estimated amount. Okay, this may differ, it's just estimation, and your interest rate might not be the same. Obviously, when you really want to buy a house, then this will just give you an idea of how much you might be paying if you want to buy a house. It's good for you to come to this calculator, and then at least it will give you roughly how much you'll be paying a month, and if you're choosing a 20-year term, how much you'll be paying, and if you're choosing a 30-year term, how much you'll be paying. So we all know that 30 years, it's like 360 months. So we are saying that you'll be paying 6,048. Ne? Okay, I'm gonna just write this down, guys, so that when we go back to paying, then we'll know. And then it's over 30 years, and then it's 7.1%, and then your bond payment, it's 900,000, your bond amount, your loan amount. And then your interest that you would have paid over that period, it's gonna be 1.277384. Ne? That's the amount that you would have paid. So now let's go back to the topic of today. How can you pay your bond quicker? So now let's say you take this, and then it's exactly the same. The bank gives you the loan to buy a property of 700,000, and then they give you 7.1%. Obviously, it might not be 7.1%. If you want me to talk about what determines what interest rate you get from the bank, please leave the comment below on the comments, and then I'll do another video. It's a couple of factors that count on what percentage of interest rate you will get from the bank or the bond originator. So yeah, now let's go back to, we go to that drop down arrow, and then now we select additional payment. We're still on the bond calculators, guys. So that, let's say, okay, now you will have a couple of boxes that you need to fill in here. The first one, it's gonna say the current loan balance. So let's say you want to make an additional payment firstly on your first month when you're buying. So now let's say you owe a bank 900,000. So your current loan balance, it's 900,000. Let's say maybe you had some money on the side to pay all those transfer costs and all those additional costs. And then your term remaining in months is 360 months, because it's 30 years, right? And then the interest rate that the bank gave you, it's 7.1%. You insert that. And then on the additional payment amount, let's start with as little as 200 rand, guys. Sorry, let's start from 200 rands. Let's say you pay, I mean, guys, we all know, yes, I'm not saying you must go and pay it if you don't have. I understand there's been COVID, there's other things, there's unemployment and all those things, but if you can, hence I want to show you the benefits of doing it. So if you can pay an additional 200 rands to your bond account, please do so. I'm gonna show you now the benefits of doing that, right? So let's start from as little as 200 rands and see how much interest that would save you from your bond, and how many years it can save you, how many years it can reduce your bond to. Okay, so after you pay that on the, okay, let's move it. It's got two options. This one that I have, The first one is additional monthly payment. So I'll put 200 rands there. That means you pay 200 rands extra. You can contact your bank or your bond originator and ask them. Normally, they have a separate account for you to put those additional amounts. It's not the same one that they're using to debit for you to pay the normal monthly installment. So you can speak to your bank, and then they will give you the details to do that, and you can put that as a stop order on your bank app. We're all using bank apps in our days, so you can do that, and then it's gonna save you a lot, and you're gonna thank me later. Okay, so and then you go, let's leave the additional lump sum payment on 0, and then we just look in the 200 and we just press calculate. Okay, so we've got some results now. Obviously, the first one is monthly installments. Obviously, it was 6,048 rands. Now you will be paying 6,248 rands because you added an additional 200 rands. Okay, and then the remaining term, the current term that you had with the bank, it's 360 months. So 360 months, guys, it's 30 years. Ne? I'm just writing this down here. And then now the new position, meaning the new term, if you add 200 rands on every month on your bond, the new term that you will have now for paying your bond, that means now you will pay your bond over 325 months. Okay, 325 months. I want us to calculate how many months is that, and it has saved you the 200 rands that you're paying. It has saved you 35 months of your bond. Okay, so I'll go to my calculator, and then I'll say 325 months divided by 12. That's 27 years. That's 27.0833. So that means it's 27 years. I'll just say in 1 month, guys, just to round it off. 27 years, 1 month. And then I'm not done yet. I'm sure you are all like, wow, I'm not done yet. Let's go to the interest. Obviously, the remaining loan balance is not going to change. You still need to pay 900,000 to the bank. That's the loan amount they gave you, but you're saving on interest. So now let's go to interest. The interest that you would have paid, if you remember, it's 1,277,384. Ne? That's 1,277,384 rands. So it's 1,277,384. That's the interest you would have paid over the term of 30 years. But now, since you're paying this 200 rands additional amount, that means now your new interest that you're gonna be paying the bank over the 27 years period, 325 months, it's 1.125262. So that means now the 200 rands extra, it has saved you 152,122 rands on interest that you would have paid to the bank. Isn't that nice, guys? And then that's it. Firstly, your 200 rands has saved you like 3 years on your bond. Now you're gonna pay your bond, instead of 30 years, you're gonna pay your bond for 27 years, 1 month. And instead of you would have paid 152,122 rands extra to the bank on interest on the money they borrowed you, now you are actually paying lesser on interest. So it's two things that you have achieved here: lesser interest and paying your bond quicker. So let's do another example, the same example, but we check now how much you would save if you can pay 500 rands extra on your bond. Sorry. Okay, I'll go back to that additional payment again, and then I'll still choose 900,000. The remaining term will still say is 360 months because we're starting, right? And then your interest rate will still stick to 7.1. It's already in percentage, so you just type 7.1. And then your additional payment, Okay, let's make it 500 now. Okay, and then you lump sum, let's still keep it to 0, and then you calculate. Okay, so now obviously your new monthly installment now will be that 6,048 plus 500 rands that we know. Guys, look at this. Your remaining loan term in months now, instead of 360 months, which is 30 years, now it's 285 months. Now let's use our maths. 285 months divide by 12. That means now you have paid your bond. It's 23.75 years. So I'll round it off to 24 years. Okay, and then you're paying 500 extra now. So it means now, instead of you paying your bond for 30 years, when you're paying 500 rands extra, it reduces your bond to 24 years. So it means that it has saved you 6 years out of your bond, you know, guys. So it means you have saved. And now let's go to the interest. You would have paid an interest of 1.277384 million on interest to your bond originator. But by you paying that 500 rand extra, now you will only pay 962 over that 24 years period. You will only pay 962,244 rands. It means you have saved yourself 315,139 rands on interest. What can you do, guys, with 315,000? Yeah, for me, I don't even want to say it. So that's how much it has saved you, guys. Okay, so now I want us to go back. Then we have seen now, by paying 500 rands, I mean, we all go out with our friends, with our family. I'm not saying we must not go out. Yes, we're working so hard for our money. If you have a chance to go out, then do so. But I'm not sure if other people are like me. You just go to a place that is not even necessary. Yes, going out is necessary because it helps you know, a lot mentally, like G. When you go out, you get refreshed and all that. So, but you use 500 rands, you know, guys, just on things that you don't even need most of the times. So you paying it to your bond, I'm advising you to do that. It's gonna help you. It's gonna save you a lot, guys, as you can see. Okay, so now I want us to go back again to that calculator just to start again. Now I want us to look at, if you pay a lump sum now, instead of paying this 200 rands a month, let's say you get a bonus or something happens and boom, you have some lump sum that you can now pay into your bond. Let's see how much that can save you. Okay, we're still gonna use the same example. It's a 900,000 house. The term is 360 months. The interest rate is 7.1%. The additional monthly payment, I'll just put it at 0. And then let's say now you have a lump sum that you want to put in there. Firstly, let's make an example with 20,000. Okay. Let's say uponasile grand. So now you want to just put that money. You don't know what to do with it. Sometimes it happens, you get a bonus but you don't have anything planned as yet, or you have something planned but it's just the money that it needs to do that and you don't want to do it halfway. It's more than what you have, so you just want to put that money away, because if it's in your bank, you're gonna definitely just use it, swipe it somewhere by mistake, and then all of a sudden you're looking for it, it's gone. So let's look at that. You paid 20,000 extra as a lump sum, boom, to your bond. Okay, it means now your monthly installment doesn't change because you're still paying that 6,048 rands. And then instead of you paying 360 months in term, you're gonna pay now for 335 months. So we're gonna still use our calculators and check how many months is how many years. That is 27 years, 0.9. So let's say we're just gonna round it off to 29 years. No, sorry, to 28 years. So that has saved you 2 years of your bond. Okay? Yeah. And then on interest, let's look at that. Okay, your remaining loan balance. I get it now. You have paid lump sum. So your original loan balance was 900,000. So you have paid 20,000. You're still paying your monthly payments, right? So now that 20,000 rands that you have paid extra. Okay, guys, maybe I'll explain this some other time on how to analyze your statement. Some of the money that you pay into your bond, in the early ages of your bond, most amount of that, let's say you pay 5,000 rands, like almost 4,000 if I'm not mistaken. I can't even remember how much I'm paying. It goes to the interest. Then some money goes to your service fees, your and I don't know, admin fees for the bank, and then only what is left from that goes to your bond loan amount that you have taken. So when you pay extra, what happens, hence you reducing on interest, is that you pay against your capital the money that you have borrowed to the bank, because you have paid your monthly installment, right, that you have an agreement with the bank. So you have paid that money through your monthly installments. Now you're paying extra. What happens is that that money that you're paying extra, it's actually killing the capital. It's reducing it. It's putting it down. Hence now you owe when you owe the lesser you owe the bank, the lesser the interest. But the more you owe the bank, the more the interest is. So now that 20,000 is an additional amount. It goes straight, and now your new remaining loan balance becomes 880,000. I'm not sure if you understand this, guys. But if you want me to explain more on how to analyze, because for a couple of years when I first started buying my first house, I didn't know I didn't know what was happening in my statement. I was just paying. And obviously the interest rate gets reviewed and stuff. And I think somewhere in between there was an interest rate that increased, and then I didn't take note to that. And I was paying through my work HR. So the money was being deducted from my salary before it gets to me. So what happens is your HR will not know when the bank has increased their interest rate on your bond. So what they will do, they will keep deducting the money that you said they must deduct. If you said, okay, my installment is 6,000 rand, they will keep deducting 6,000 rand and send to your bond originator. So if there was an increase, that means where now you keep owing the bank because you're paying less than what they want you to pay. So what happens is you find that your debt now is increasing instead of it going down. And I was so frustrated. The first time I had a look at my bank statement, I was like, what is going on here? Because I've been paying and now the money is not going down. And I had a look and then I analyzed my statement, and wow, only to find out I didn't change the amount that I needed to pay to the bond originator through my HR. And now that means I was like actually paying less. There was nothing that was paid against the capital that I owed the bank. It just went to the interest and other things because I'm now paying less than the monthly installment that I'm supposed to be paying. So by you paying extra, you actually that money goes straight. If you owe 800,000, it goes straight against that 800,000. It's not paying all these other fees that you're supposed to pay, the interest and other things. Those are covered by your monthly installment. I hope I'm making sense, guys. But yeah, so now your new position, you owe the bank now 880, and you find that when they calculating their interest, it's even gonna be lesser now because you owe them lesser amount. Okay, sharp. And that means on interest, by you paying just once 20,000 rand to your bond account, it means on interest you'd have saved yourself 135,351 rands. Guys, you can go to Google and get these calculators. They are there for you. So let's make an example. Let's say you have 50,000 rand. This is the last one, guys, and then I'll be done. And then you, okay, on the current loan balance, I'll put 900,000. Let's say you're starting this from the first month. And then on the remaining term, we'll put 360 months. The interest rate, we'll put 7.1%. And then on the additional payment, I'll just leave it to 0. And then let's say you have an additional lump sum payment of 50,000 rand. And then you press calculate. Wow. Okay. Firstly, your monthly installment is not going to change. It's gonna be still that 6,048 rands. Your remaining loan term, it's now going to be 302 months. And then if we take that means you have saved yourself 58 months out of your bond term. So if we take that 302 months and we divide it by 12, it's gonna tell you that you're gonna pay your bond, I'll round it off, but in 25 years 2 months. Okay, so it means you have saved yourself like 4 years 10 months in Jalo, guys. And then you can imagine, then if your bond term is 20 years, obviously saving yourself 5 years out of 20 years, it means that you can pay your bond over 5 years. So yeah, that's that. And then it means now your new current remaining loan balance, it's 850,000 instead of 900,000. And then it means on interest, instead of paying 1.277384 mil, now you would only pay 975,831 rands. It means you have saved yourself 301,000 rands and 553 cents. Guys, who doesn't want this? Who doesn't want to pay their bond quicker? So if you need me to clarify anything, guys, but as I said, go to Google, go to your statement first, go to your bond statement, look at your term. It normally, it should tell you what is your remaining term. Put that in the term. And then what is your remaining capital that you owe the bank? Put that on the loan amount. Put that amount. And if you know your interest rate, it should be written on your statement. If you don't know your interest rate, then I'm worried. It should be written. Then go and put that interest rate that you're paying. And look at your budget and see how much can you be able to just, add onto your bond. Whether it's 100 rands or 50 rands, it's better than nothing, guys. Calculate that and look for yourself how many years that can save you on your bond. Thank you, guys, for stopping by. And thank you. If you like this, please keep sharing it, guys. And please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Thank you so much. I appreciate your love.